Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Media News. The headlines. Police arrest garden boy in connection with the death of a Lusaka couple. Chief BUNDA-BUNDA calls for stiff measures to curb deforestation in Zambia. Details coming through after this commercial.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chol. We're from Cho's Fitness Gym. We're a fully functional gym located along Twin Palm Road in Kablonga, right by Cheshire Homes Society of Zambia. So we have various classes that happen from Monday to Friday. We have aerobics, we have boot camp, we have step aerobics, we have spinning, we have kettlebell classes. They happen from 18 to 19 hours every day, and we are open from 06 until 20 hours. That's Monday to Friday. Then Saturdays 6 to 12. And then Sundays we are closed, and most public holidays we are open 6 to 12.
And now the media news in detail. Ambassadors of National Unity and Community Welfare President Collins Mulova has called on the government to prioritize industrializing the country's economy by building industries instead of shopping malls.
Unemployment and poverty remains a huge social problem, and inequality has grown. In the 60s, 70s, Zambia was well known for its manufacturing industries, well established in many sectors and employed thousands. Mulungushi Textiles in Kawe District, Mansa Batteries in Mansa District of Lopla Province, a bicycle plant in Chipata District of Eastern Province, among other industries dotted across the country. These industries produce finished products such as bicycles, batteries, and several other products which were later exported to other countries, thereby earning Zambia some foreign exchange. However, over the time, these industries have remained shells of themselves. Today, it's shopping malls that have replaced these once vibrant local industries. Various stakeholders have continued to voice out by calling on the government to place emphasis on industrying the country's economy. Ambassadors of National Unity and Community Welfare President Collins Mulomba says there is need to support and nurture diverse manufacturing and services sectors that will increase levels of value adding in the economy.
We already have actually some industries, but they have remained dormant. Let's talk of Mulungushi Textile, which has been there for a long period of time. It has just remained dormant. So we need to make sure that we work on those industries, because it will be able to employ actually everyone. Either those who ended in grade 7, ended in grade 9, ended in grade 12, they will be able actually to access jobs from industries. But if we are to focus on malls will be just employing people maybe who have completed grade 12s. So it's really becoming actually a recognized problem, which is supposed to be looked at for now, so that we make sure that we promote inclusiveness to everyone.
Currently, there's no industry Zambia can boast about, hence rendering it into a fully fledged consumer country with little to export apart from copper, sugar, among other products. Recently, the government said it was optimistic that talks with the Chinese government for the procurement of new machinery for Mulungushi Textiles will be concluded before the end of the year, and that progress was being made toward reopening the factory.
We do not want to use Mulungushi Textile as a carrot to dangle to the electorate. Government is committed to opening Mulungushi Textile, and discussions have been going on. The issue is that these partners have to agree, because what is at Mulungushi Textile is that the machinery which is there is obsolete. It needs to be replaced. And when we came into office, we put up this matter as provincial administration with the Ministry of Defense, who have been engaging with the with the government of China. So there is progress. I can assure that there is a progress. The time frame that we were given last year was 2022, that everything would be concluded, and we are still hoping and hopeful that discussions could be concluded, so that the shipment of that equipment, which is about $100 million.
At the core of industrialization is the manufacturing sector, which possesses great potential to create jobs, trigger wealth creation, and alleviate poverty. At the moment, the country is currently depending only on copper as its main economic driver. A question may be asked on why the country has to order goods from other countries like electro appliances if it has the capacity and skilled personnel to produce that as a country. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
One suspect has been arrested by the police in connection with the death of a couple from Kasupe area in Lusaka West who were found dead 30 meters away from their farmhouse last week.
Almost a week since the country was saved with the horrific news of the death of a married couple of Lusaka's Kasupe area who were allegedly murdered 30 meters away from their house. One suspect believed to be the late couple's garden boy has been apprehended by the police Monday. The police have, however, withheld some of the details of the 23-year-old garden boy as investigations are still underway. Police Deputy Spokesperson Dan Mwale disclosed the information.
Police have apprehended one suspect, aged 23, of Kalundu area in Lusaka West, in connection with the alleged murder of a couple identified as Bernard Chomba and Walia Chileshe, which occurred between November 19, 2022 and November 22, 2022 in Kasupe area in Lusaka West. And police have also recovered a motor vehicle, a Toyota Spatial registration number ADD 5815, silver in color, a television set, a fridge, 2 laptops and 3 cellular phones believed to be property for the deceased persons. The suspect, who is known to have been a garden boy for the deceased, also led police officers to the person he hired to ferry stolen household goods from the scene of crime to where he was apprehended from.
The couple, identified as Wadia Chileshe 56 and her husband 60-year-old Bernard Chomba, were found dead at their residence after going missing for 3 days. Their bodies were found in a decomposed state, a situation that left the family bury them on Wednesday, the 23rd of November 2022, after their discovery. Earlier at the crime scene, the neighbors spoke about the mysterious disappearance of the said garden boy.
We were told they were with the garden boy who was staying in that desert house that side. But the whole house, she was staying just with the husband. The garden boy, the same night, Sunday night, she disappeared. Because there were some 2 ladies who said that they saw a canter, they were packing something, some goods. It's like they were shifting. So we don't know the whereabouts of him because we went there, we checked, he's nowhere to be seen.
Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
United Party for National Development UPND Deputy National Youth Chairman for Politics and Mobilization, Trevor Mwinde, has sued a Lusaka businesswoman before the Lusaka High Court, demanding of 227,500 kwacha monies he lent her in September last year.
In his kind nature, Trevor Mwinde, the Deputy National Youth Chairman, Politics and Mobilization for the United Party for National Development UPND, accepted to lend Matilda Kanyanga, a businesswoman, more than 200,000 kwacha monies which she wanted to use for her daughter's wedding. The two had even signed a memorandum of understanding. However, after noticing that the MOU has not been adhered to, Mr. Mwinde of the UPND has now rushed to the Lusaka High Court to sue Ms. Kanyanga, a businesswoman and proprietor of Cosmic Executive Lodge in Lusaka. According to a statement of claim filed before court, Mr. Mwinde explains that in September 2021, while lodging at Cosmic, he requested Ms. Kanyanga, being the proprietor of the lodge, to secure his money in a safe belonging to the lodge. He tells court that during the same time, the defendant, Ms. Kanyanga, requested that he lends her some money to facilitate her daughter's wedding. He accepted and they went on to sign an MOU. He has submitted that on the 9th of September 2021, he gave her cash amounting to 227,500 kwacha. According to an MOU signed, the two agreed that the money should be paid back in full on the 9th of November 2021. Mr. Mwinde now claims before court that the defendant, Ms. Kanyanga, has neglected and refused to pay back the money that she voluntarily offered to borrow. He now seeks, among other things, for the immediate payment of his monies, being 227,500 kwacha, damages for breach of contract, damages for taking pecuniary advantage of his money, and interest found due, and any other reliefs the court might deem fit. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Chief BUNDA-BUNDA of the Soli people of Rufunsa district has challenged the government to take stiff measures to curb deforestation in the country.
The COP27 is behind us, but what came out of it prominently is a key step forward through a last-minute pledge of a loss and damage fund in which developed nations provide financial assistance to developing nations affected by climate disaster. Discussions on the actualization of the pledges remain ongoing. Zambia did its part as the chair of the African Lobby Group. Among the people in attendance was Chief BUNDA-BUNDA of the Soli people of Rufunsa district through the support from HIVO Southern Africa, who are among the implementers of the Voices for Just Climate Action project. The traditional leader was among the delegates who were calling on developed countries to do more to support developing countries mitigate the effects of climate change. We spoke to the traditional leader who shared his experience while in Egypt.
It was worthwhile going there because I learned a lot, and also I added on the voice of the people that were advocating for the trickle down of the finance.
He says he was very excited to learn that countries like Egypt were making frantic efforts to grow trees in the desert, while Zambia takes a passive approach in conserving the forests that are under threat due to unsustainable cutting down of trees owing to the ever-growing demand for charcoal. He adds that he learned a lot at the COP27 and wants to implement some of the measures as he reaffirmed the ban on the cutting down of trees for charcoal production in his chiefdom.
How to give permit to people that would want to cut trees for charcoal production activities. Instead of protecting the forest, just look what even the ministry itself is saying, Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. Now, because to them, even the time they were at school, what they learned is, when I go in the field, I'll be giving out permits, and through that I'll be getting kickbacks from the charcoal producers and also the charcoal traders. You've seen. And once they were now thrown into the society to go and work. That is the only thing that they know. Instead of working according to the way that ministry was established, the president, the concepts, so the president's vision is above the people that are implementing his vision.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. Police arrest garden boy in connection with the death of a Lusaka couple. Chief BUNDA-BUNDA calls for stiff measures to curb deforestation in Zambia. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.